I can also look at neurogenomics and neurogenetics, taking a look at genetic profiles of individuals and groups to be able to determine what genes may be in fact coding for certain structures and functions of the brain. I can utilize proteomics and other forms of biomarkers, and I can utilize neurocyber informatics. In other words, I can harness all of these forms of assessments to a big data approach that allow me to make both comparatives and normative indices, not only within an individual, but between individuals, not only between individuals, but within and between groups on a variety of scales. So the idea of assessment technology, in many ways, combines each and all of these, and the combinatory power of that is facilitated and fortified through the use of big data. We've written comprehensively about the use of big data as a force multiplier in neuroscience and neuroweaponology, and if you're interested, I'd be happy to provide that to you. But the idea here is, like so many other forms of recon and evaluation and assessment, we as humans tend not to turn rocks over just to look what's underside. We turn rocks over so we can use what's under there. The brain is no different. If what I'm doing is I'm trying to put a pipper on target and make sure it's square on point, I want to do something with that. This is not just a let's go see mission. This is a let's go see so that ultimately we can translate this into some viable effect, either of the knowledge or to actually target these things through the use of some technique or technology. Now what we're looking at is the interventional techniques. Do not ignore cyber, because power comes from knowledge and information. And if I understand how a brain works, and how neurocognitive mechanisms are operative, and the various impressions we then gain in our thoughts, emotions that may ultimately feed into behaviors, I can manipulate the type of information and its delivery so as to be able to influence brain state. This is part of the incentive and underlying rationale and methods that were employed in a DARPA program called Narrative Networks that was led by a colleague of mine, Dr. William Casebeer. Exactly at doing that. The more we know about the way a brain works, the more we can utilize said information to develop key narratives of psychological and meso operations that are then viable to be able to then be used to influence individual and group brains.